Hey folks, how's it going? Sorry a little bit late. I had to finish a few things off before streaming. I hope you've all had a good week, enjoying your Friday, and looking forward to a good weekend. Just need to get some music going. I didn't, did I? I didn't actually download. Let's get a web page open. And see if we can get something downloaded. I don't know what it is, but my web browser is using a lot of like processing power. I'm not sure if it's like plugins. I need to look at what's going on because I only need to leave YouTube open on my web browser. Like not even playing anything, just leave it open, and it like doubles in memory usage just by being open. So I don't know what's going on. There's probably some kind of memory leakage, which is quite frustrating. I'll close that for the moment. And let's get YouTube open for the time being. I need to download some things I've purchased for game dev. Enchanted Forest. Yeah, this sounds okay. Let's unmute the desktop there. Good evening, Jeffrey. How are you? It's good to see you. Finally got around to purchasing some merch, as you noticed. It was a hard decision on what to get, but I think I picked the ones I liked the most. So happy about those. I should get it. Should get things within like probably a couple of weeks to 3 weeks, according to what it said. So might not get in time for downloads, but if I do, I'll be taking them to download with me. Good, busy last panel of this channel. I'll be up before you're offline. Nice. Awesome. Looking forward to seeing that. Chapter. I thought you might have been chapter. Last panel of chapter. With Hermit it took around a week and a half. Okay. But I only had one item. Yeah. Like, I think, because I did play around with the like putting items in and out of baskets and stuff, and I found the long sleeve. When I put a long sleeve into the basket, that was going to be delivered separately to everything else, and there's going to be an extra charge because it was going to be delivered separately. So yeah, I don't want to be like charged extra for just one item. So I didn't get the long sleeve in the end. But everything else I've ordered is coming on one delivery. But it just gave a vague answer of anywhere between the 9th to, I want to say 16th or something. So it's basically, yeah, like a week and a half at the earliest to maybe 3 weeks time. I can get it next time, yeah. Yeah, I was just found it odd that I was going to get 2 delivery charges. Maybe because the long sleeve's coming from a different location. So I thought, okay, I'll get what I can get now. Because, of course, there's tax and delivery. So I thought, I'll get what I can. I don't want to be adding 2 lots of delivery on top of that. But cool, I'm looking forward to that. But hopefully I get it before downloads and I can take it with me. And be walking around and people are like, hey, who's that band t-shirt you're wearing? And say, it's not a band. But I can tell you where you can get it from. Now, hopefully this music isn't too chill. But then I can't really play there's no point in me playing anything too energetic music-wise on my stream. My streams don't really lend themselves to energy because I lack energy myself most of the time. So I feel I'll be betrayal of kind of the vibe if I have like, especially like if I had like a really energetic starting stream thing where it's like pumped up and lots of that sort of heavy music and flashy graphics, and then it just camera comes on, it's just me going hi. So I think chilled music just tends to suit me better for streaming. Like I can be high energy on my own terms, but if I have to stream with high energy for 2 hours, I think I would just pass out. And I feel like passing out after 2 hours of chilled streaming. So it's not good. I'm going to switch over to the main screen and we're going to try and animate, finish animating this guy here. Because we've got a good amount of animation going on with him. So I'll play what we have so far. Now why is that not playing now? Oh, we have to select the rig maybe. No. Ah, of course we're playing the yeah, we're playing the breathing animation. I can change the address, by the way. Change the address, which is funny since I'm a small shop. Can easily do so for the customer. Oh, okay. But most big companies, I needed that, couldn't. Oh, right. Yeah. So if I go, oh, by the way, I put the wrong address in, or I'm moving, I won't be there. Can you update it? But yeah, big company, nope. Can't do that. It's possibly that so bigger companies kind of pay other companies to handle things, and of course they then have to go to that company to update it. It will cost them money. And go, well, I don't want to spend money paying another company to update something, so I'm just going to tell the customer no. That's my guess anyway. People paying other people. Right, so that's the animation we've got so far. So it kind of resets back to there. But I don't want to reset back to standing upright because possibly for the walking animation I want him to be slightly tilted forward anyway. So that tilt he has here is only a subtle tilt. But I think he should have that entire tilt. Like the tilt for the entire animation. And then it will transition from the tilt into the upright through Unity. Like Unity will be able to go, okay, he's at a tilt and we need to make him stand up, and he'll just do that for me. So possibly the tilty is there. I just kind of like set it as a standard tilt. Need to draw 2 more dudes and it's all done. Did 9 panels today only. Wow. Which is like half a chapter since Upper Crossing It. Okay. 9 panels is still a lot, I think. Like I don't draw. But for me to draw 9 panels, that'd be a lot of panels. But I guess if you're kind of like a seasoned artist, then 9 panels is probably easy mode. Well, that's okay. I am not gonna lie. Yeah, that's okay. It's all. The main thing is you do it at your pace. Like if you feel that you're having to push yourself, and you're, as you say, your arm is hurting, then it becomes more of a work than it is a passion at that point. Spine rotation. I think that is, yeah, it's a spine rotation I want to retain. So if I copy that, so I'm going to do the animation of the legs first. As you can see, the feet are hovering off the ground. So once I've done the legs moving, I'll have to get him to like bob up and down. So he's not kind of like holding on and moving his legs in the midair. The hips have already got the animation we've got going there. Be right back, dog walk, okie dokie. So the position that leg is in at that point there. So that is the left thigh. So on the right. Now, can I? Copy that. Go to here, paste it. I can't, no. I suppose what I could do is move them at this position here, so it's about the same. So the right phi, yes. Rotate. The phi is a little bit too rotated. Bring it back slightly. This looks about right. So what we want then is then grab those and move them I think that kind of works. And equally, now on the left to kind of match up with how that one is set. Do that. Delete those ones. The thing is, I can probably start the animation like this point here, because at the moment I'm kind of animating it from a standstill. It does need to be animated from a standstill. It should be kind of mid-stride. Probably at the very least from that position there, so it's kind of like so here he needs his left thigh to be a little higher. And the shin to rotate down maybe. And at that point the thigh needs to be a little bit higher up. So if I then grab that and copy that, paste it there. That kind of naturally brings it back to that point. And it's the right so we've got a bit of a limp going on now. basically it's these 2 points here, I suppose. So then copy that. Some nuance, of course. Like the need to do the in-between movements. So I've got quite a nice in-between movement going on there. So that is between full stretch and as it's returning to center. So we'll copy that there. Should be the right. That's let's go undo on that. It's more that one I need really. So lifts the pelvis. Pelvis lifts as that leg lifts. And should return. And back. That was a quick walk. I suppose it's 15 minutes. In that time I've literally just made his leg swing slightly. Evening is quick. That's good. What I'm going to do is grab all of that. Move it back to the beginning of the animation. Hi, Selling Moats. Hey, Lisa, how's it going? Good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. There's those awesome emotes. He's walking quickly. Probably need to slow the animation down a little bit. And I think his right hip is doing more work than his left hip. So I have to make sure, because, well, pelvis as it is. So the pelvis is changing there. So right pelvis raises there. It probably needs to fall again here. And then the left pelvis needs to raise here and then fall again. Hey, walking. Walking very funnily, but he's walking. So as that comes to there, is right pelvis. You have to really think about how you walk. So right pelvis moves up, comes to there. And at that point, just find the pelvis. So the right pelvis and back to where it started at. So it starts at minus 109. The rotation doesn't really, it's just really the height, isn't it? So there should be the same points there. So both these sides should be identical, which I think they are. 2, 3, 5, 1, 5, 2, 3, 5, 1, 5, 0, 0. Okay. So it only raises at that point there. So the pelvis raises at that point. It should stay raised at that point. So that pelvis there, pelvis position should remain at that point. So it raises there, remains, and then declines as the leg goes backwards. And then for the other one, his left pelvis needs to raise. Just a little. So if the left pelvis raises there, it must remain raised here and there. So if I copy that, paste it there, paste it there. Switch off recording. So he's got a slight wiggle going on now. Because I've seen like some people on like Reddit, like I'm on a couple of Unity Reddits, and I saw somebody trying to animate walking. Go, why does the walking just not look right? And all they did was make the legs move like this, which is fine for like a 1990s style kind of game where you got like Mario, and the Mario's just doing this. The legs are just swinging back and forth. But if you have an entire skeleton to work with, you think, well, as you walk, your hips kind of move up and down. Especially if you're more of a female frame, your hips have a more of a swing. Whereas a male frame doesn't swing as much, but there's definitely a swing. That one friend who today is definitely not watching, so I can say, oh dear. Yep. Yeah, rave. Oh, okay. He was animating the movement of a snake, but it bounced. Now, that one friend is good at making snakes move naturally. Like a grasshopper. Fair enough, I suppose. So I asked him if he ever saw a snake move. He said no, but pretty sure I have it right. There might be an undiscovered species of snake that moves via bouncing. Does that mean I need to put a snake into the game that bounces? Is it a rubber snake? Just like his insect. Right. What I do need to do with this animation is slow it down quite a bit. Or I spread these out. So I stop that, go back. So rather than every point like this, if I then grab that, move that across to there, grab these ones, move that across to there, move those ones, move that across to there, and then finally those ones to there. Now that's still not perfect, because what I do need to do now is the bobbing. Because when you're walking, of course, you kind of have a slight up and down movement as you're walking along. But I'm pretty happy with that. I'd like the knee looks like it's static, and naturally the knees and the ankles move a little bit more than that. So I need to kind of tweak it, but I have the basic layout in place now, I think. So if I think when both legs are together like that, which they should really be more, should really try and get them so they are, I suppose he's kind of in a stance, isn't he? He's got his left foot forward slightly. Because there is a slight, you can see the ankle and the shin move on the right hand side there a little bit more. That's because of these ones here. Well, they're on the right hand side, but yeah. So yeah, at that point really his shin should be a bit more extended out. So we need to adjust things like that. But when he's at full kind of, like when both legs are the furthest apart they're going to be, he needs to the whole body needs to shift. Collapsing. No. So the whole thing needs to move. Can I do it by the meta rig? Maybe then. Let's go record. So at this point I'll do that. Do that. So where's the meta rig? Meta rig position is there, so I need to turn off recording. Copy that, put it there, put it there. That one, copy, put it there. A little bit closer to what it should be. One more, dude. The easiest of the three in the panel. Nice. Do you leave the easiest to last? Or you just naturally get that way? No, he still looks a little bit silly, but that looks more like walking than it was. On purpose. Yeah, I tend to like to tackle the harder things first, because then at least he walks RuneScape. Millions of people play that. You're fine. Okay. I think for this game, that is in for Revolt Overthrow, that's going to be okay, I think. Like, you're not even going to be controlling the characters. This is just for a cutscene. But I've never animated someone walking before, so this is the very first time I've animated walking in my life, and you've seen it on stream. So for my very first walking animation, I don't think that's bad. This is first panel of the comic book way, but I draw it last, not because I saved it, I just wanted extra at the beginning. I thought up today. Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Sometimes you don't know. Sometimes you need to kind of get to the end to know where you're starting from, if that makes sense. Like, and that usually ends up working out for the best, because you go, well, if I know where I'm going to finish, I just work out how you get there. And sometimes there's more detail needed to go, well, something's not quite explained here, or maybe the reader don't understand this. I just need to add a little bit more context. An explanation that will lead to this, and the reader will go, ah, I understand it now. But at the same time, you don't want to explain everything to the reader, like plot twists and sort of character developments naturally comes to the point. So this is the idle animation. That's a good walk, thank you. So idle animation, he just kind of breathes. So you've got his shoulders moving. Not sure how easy that is to see on the screen, but come back. So when he's not doing anything, he's just kind of stood there breathing. And then he goes, okay, let's go for a walk. Maybe I need to swing the arms a little bit, or the shoulders. If I drop the shoulders as he's walking, because then it becomes like a little. Because you kind of like you twist anyway, but then if the shoulders are dropping, but then is it more of a swagger? You drop the shoulders too much. It's kind of like a London gangster swagger. It's kind of like we don't want him to really swagger, do we? Just want him to walk more casual. Yeah. This one looks like he's a bit tense at the moment. He's like, I need to get somewhere. London gangster swagger. Like, I'm find like a. I find a video of someone's with a swagger. Like you can put a nice swagger on sometimes if you want to show that you've got a bit of attitude to you. You're feeling a bit more gangster that day. Nope, we don't want to. It's got like, yeah, just watching this guy. Let's bring this over here. He's got his shoulder drops are not so pronounced, but you can kind of see it. Let's see if I can get this on stream. Where is it? Window capture. Let's go web. There we go. Let's minimize that a little bit and pop it behind. Yeah, so that's I suppose a good example of a gentleman's swagger. Oh, yeah, casual London swagger walk. Yeah. Yeah, because you kind of like almost like swing the shoulder. It's not just even dipping the shoulder. It's more of a the shoulder comes forward as you walk. And it's supposed to show confidence. Like if you walk like that, you go, "Well, I'm confident, so confident my shoulders are walking ahead of me." How to walk with confidence. Yeah, but this guy probably doesn't give very good advice generally, but let's look at his walking. So it is that the shoulders move forward. Yeah. Shoulders forward. Oh yeah, don't lean forward your shoulders, but shoulders back and kind of a bit of a swag in the shoulders. So women are more attractive when they sway their hips, but men are more attractive when they swing their shoulders, apparently. Who would have thought? I suppose it's in kind of sort of showing off gender traits. Is that sort of a man with a big, broad shoulders is kind of supposed to be seen as more masculine. So by showing off how big your shoulders are, I suppose that's kind of like a display. And likewise with a woman's hips. But yeah, the shoulder kind of comes. The shoulder doesn't actually go up and down. It's forwards and back, isn't it? Suppose as he's walking, the shoulders need to kind of shift forward So he's going up and down already, naturally. Like he's bobbing. Yeah, casual London swagger walk. Done! Nice. I'm just going to rewatch this video very quickly to see how the shoulders move in comparison to the legs. Okay, so the shoulders are opposite to the legs, which is naturally, if you're swinging your arms, that makes sense. So as the right foot is going forward, the left shoulder needs to go back. So where is the shoulders? Shoulders are attached to the spine up here. Do a little record. Ooh. So where's the shoulders? Shoulders down here. Shoulder left, shoulder right. And copy that to here. But at that point there, when the right foot is forward, oh yeah, the right foot's forward, the left shoulder needs to go back a little. So that's 1, 4, 3, 32. One, 4, 3. About there. Okay. Copy that and paste that there. Maybe a little bit too much there, but it's kind of it's a little bit too sharp in the movement there. But it does add, it does make it look better, but it looks like it's more like he's got a twitch on his shoulder than he's actually. So I think there's too much of a twitch going on there. I think too much. So I need to reel it back in a little. So that is the right shoulder. That needs to come forward. Probably to. What was that? 1, 4, 5, 56. Let's call that. need to hit record, don't I? Oh, 14505. Close enough. There we go. It's not so much of a twitch as it is more of a movement now. He's just basically walking with pace right now. So I could probably do with spacing that out even more. So if I then let's move this all out to there, that one to there, that one to there, that one to there. So that's more of a walk now. Still can improve it, but like sort of the way the foot kind of works. Like I've not done anything with the left hand side. But the right hand side I've got the ankle rotating slightly. So it looks like he's kind of pushing off the ground. Left hand side is not as detailed, but so maybe look, foot rotation, foot position, foot rotation. Yeah, the left foot doesn't actually do anything. It just stays there. Whereas the right foot changes midway. So it's so that kind of changes from there, and back to we go copy other angles. And go to that and go paste. Good news, the white six are back. White six are back? You have to remind me what a white stick is. The team. Oh, WWE, of course. That's awesome. You may know the name Bret White. Oh, but yes, I know Bret White, yeah. Ah, I didn't know he was in his own kind of team. I think you mentioned him before, I just couldn't remember the context. He doesn't have his own team, he did. Oh, so it's related to Bret White. These are all people that are somehow related. Homage to him by his brother and some friends. Ah, that's cool. I have a horror theme. Leader is his brother. The others are related through story. Cool. That's awesome though. Left foot. There's right foot. We were afraid they were getting fired. Oh wow, okay. That's good news that they're not them. Oh, I didn't hit record, damn it. Okay. Right foot rotation. Copy. Left foot. Paste. Paste. I think that's better now. Because we haven't seen them since like January. So happy they're back. Oh, that's good to hear. Now I hate it when so your favourite teams or wrestlers just disappear because they decide, no, we don't want to do this story anymore. Oh, this does mean actually I can copy the angles better now. So pelvis position. left pelvis, right pelvis. Okay. It's the right thigh rotation. Copy right thigh. Go to the left thigh. And paste. Oh. He's broken his leg. Let's put that back. Put that back, right. Didn't realise it would break his leg if I copied the... Okay, so we're probably having to do it the way I've done it anyway. Because that doesn't match up otherwise. So right thigh. So minus 86. Left thigh. 94. Okay, so it needs to be the opposite. It needs to be a negative. So right thigh rotation. Right thigh rotation is minus, let's call it minus 86 on the dot. And then we move to here, left thigh rotation, let's call that 86. Right thigh, that's shin. Right thigh is, call that 118.5. And then left thigh, minus 118.5. Okay. Shins, let's go right shin. So that's 25 and 5. -25 minus 4, 0.6. That's a little bit off. So right shin, got 21. Oh, it's done. Call that 21. And then call that 21. So they stay right. And that one, let's call that 21. Like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Now if you're watching on YouTube, those things flash now when you say those things. You've got merch from all three, right? Dubstep cap, stream cap, shirt, and comic shirt. Yeah, I do. You're the real fan. Yeah. I say I was thinking about the long sleeve, but it would have cost a little bit too much. Before I love the design of the dubstep cap. I love all the designs, but dubstep cap, really like that. And the Cold Taker Kamori stream logo is really cool. But open it on my laptop, so I don't have too many windows open on this PC. Accept all cookies. Ooh. Apostle of the Moon. Chapter 2. Pleasure to kill. Warning. Contains depictions of blood, violence, stabbing, shooting. Sounds like a fun time. Oh well, they're crying. And that granny really does look like a granny. You can see all the age in her face. And that's a dodgy granny, that is. Another detail on the gun there. Oh, brutal. And the kind of trauma on that child's face as well. Awesome stuff. Yeah, there was her first kill. Wouldn't you be crying? True, yeah. Thank you very much. She's evil. Beretta 92FS, biggest love in the world, so I know how to draw one. Little do you know his life is saved. Chapter 3 will be all be clear. She is a good guy. Thank you. Like and comment. Will do. No, wasn't surprised that she was crying. Just surprised like how convincing the crying was on the panel. Like, all the emotion on their faces is really spot on. Can't remember what my password is. I'll have to do it on my main computer. It's the annoying thing. Webtoon only has a maximum of 16 characters as your password. And a lot of my passwords are more than 16 characters. Take your time. Thank you. Beer to celebrate. Yeah, you've earned that beer. I'm tempted to potentially have a beer of my own. But it's 10:30 now. And I'm going to be having a beer tomorrow. And a curry. Going for a curry with some friends. We were going for curries roughly every couple of months. But then we haven't done I've not done a curry entire year. The last curry we had was back in November, I think. Or even in October. So it's been since October that we've had a curry together, and it's the end of May now. But time just seems to go so quickly. It's almost midnight here. True. Gonna have spicy noodles and a beer now to celebrate. That sounds epic. Yeah, I was thinking about taking some spicy noodles to download, but you don't want to eat spicy food at a festival when your only toilet options are kind of portable. You kind of lead to kind of a few issues. So I will not be eating spicy food as much as I love spicy food. So I don't want to be left with any problems. Zoom out a little bit and just give that play. Seems to be limping slightly. I think that left leg is not lining up. So what I need to do really is probably copy that and just paste it over here. So hit delete. That's better. Something wasn't quite right before. It's just the foot. So foot position, rotation. I seem to have the foot positions on both sides, but it depends if they're Yeah, I'm happy enough. Now, it depends if I want to give a slight kind of arm swing. Do we go as far as putting an arm swing in there? I'll hit stop on that and I'll hit save because I don't want to lose the work. But after doing all this, I need to rig some other characters up with the same meta rig, and then all of this will apply because all the names are the same. So things like thigh left, shin left, pelvis right, and all this. If they both have the same skeleton rig, they will use the same animation. Now, do I want to try and do that? Because naturally he's going to have an arm swing, isn't he? At least the forearms, kind of that. A slight swing on the forearm, maybe. Let's put a little forearm swing and then we'll call that a day then. So this could be the right upper arm, forearm. So hit record on that. And just a little bit, I think. -32. Call that just -7. Go -5.5. It's nice numbers. Nervous, by the way. Oh, how come? You're sort of just wondering how people are going to receive this? Well, Paradise Lost just booted their drummer. I have tickets for Paradise Lost in 1.5 weeks. Oh, that's not good. Yeah. Unless they're going to get a guest drummer in, but then it could be. I hope they don't actually pull the actual gig and go, well, we'll have to get like a friend in. Hope it still continues. Hope it still continues. I know sometimes bands will end up getting like a friend of the band in. They either let him finish tour or have someone that can drum. Yeah. We want the other forearm, don't we? Copy angles. Go to this forearm. Paste. Make a minus. Cool, okay. Go to there. Let's see. Right. Right forearm position here. So let's copy that, go to there and then select the left forearm and paste. Take off the minus figures. Okay. And we're going to delete those again and then copy and paste. That looks a little bit more natural. It's got a slight swing on the forearms. Take off the record button. Yeah, hopefully sort of Paradise Lost have a solution and it continues as you want it to. So yeah, that's not the most amazing animation in the world, but it's not bad going. It'd be better if he's actually moving along. So why have hit that play button? But I suppose if I attach him to this train of people here, and then sort of just have him moving along. He's sat there breathing though, which is good. I'm happy with that. So I suppose then could do with going to the animator tab. New state doesn't have anything, but walking has that. So let's delete. Now can I go new? It's not that, is it? It's no. Delete that. How do we do it? It's a blend tree. We need to do a blend tree. How do we do a blend tree? Blending, additive, override, weight. Parameters, maybe that's it. Trigger, boolean, let's go float. Call this walking. And you have to look into blend trees. So I don't know if the Trebuchet has a blend tree. So we can have a quick look at the Trebuchet. Where's the Trebuchet? The prefabs. Trebuchet. Blend tree. So that's blend. So that's a parameter called blend. And we have a blend tree. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. Probably do that off stream. Have a bit of a read and see how I get the standing still animation to blend into the walking animation. Because Unity has this pretty cool thing where you just take two animations or more. So like, if you're playing a game where a character can like be stood still, walking or running. And when you kind of move in the thumbstick on your controller, they kind of go from like standing still to gently walking, and then when you push the thumbstick even further, they start running. And what Unity can do is you give it the three animations: the standing still animation, the walking animation, and the running animation. And then you can tell it to go from that animation to this animation, and it works out mid-animation how to move between the two animations for you, automatically blending them. So I need to work that out so it looks smoother. It looks a lot smoother doing that. Hey, Hypno Twist. Hello, how's it going? Hope you're having a good Friday. Welcome into the stream. We're not going to be on for too much longer, but you're welcome to hang for as long as we are. How's it going? We're trying to do a little bit of game dev learning, especially Unity blend trees. What am I making? So making just a silly kind of silly game at the moment. But specifically right now I'm trying to do like a cutscene animation. So I'm testing my levels of comprehension. If I save this, I'll load up what the actual game itself looks like, because this isn't the game, like, as far as what you actually do in the game. So this is the main kind of part of the game, is you have a trebuchet, you have buildings, you throw rock at building. But the little cutscene I'm making is to explain why you're throwing rocks at the building, and just have the little people kind of go, this is what's happening, and it kind of goes into the game. You're new to Unity game dev? Yeah, like I've only been looking at Unity for about, how long have I been doing Unity now? Probably over the course of the last few months, I've been spending about a couple of hours a week on stream just learning Unity. Like, I know C# coding, I know the coding part, so as far as all of this is concerned, this is easy. This is the easy bit, to a certain extent. There's just kind of everything else to do with the Unity engine I'm learning. So I just managed to find a pretty cool asset pack just to throw in there, and I'm just playing around with how it all works, really. Okay, so you got the CS out of the way. Yes, yeah, I've got a qualification with a university for CS. It's not Unity Game Dev CS, but it's just general CS. So that's fine. So it's just really kind of just learning how to apply my general CS knowledge into a game engine. You're currently taking. I did a bit of C++ classes. Oh, cool. I did start to try and learn C++ about 15 years ago, and then thought it was too complicated back then. But since then, I've learned so many languages that I reckon I could probably go back to C++. But I had to do C# for work. Like, work sent me on this apprenticeship course to learn C# and get a qualification, which is pretty cool because I use C# at work. So they paid for all of that. So oh, cool! Unity uses C#, so I'll just use this. Used Unity for a couple of years before learning, so it was a lot easier for me to learn. Ah, that's cool. Very similar. So you looking to do a bit of game dev yourself there, Hypno? Or sort of you've made a few games? Because I know C++ is more of a Unreal Engine language. So as for if I try to make anything in Unreal, I'm going to have to learn C++ to get the real kind of meaty functionality out of it. So I know you can use blueprints and visual scripting, but at some point I know I'm going to want to do something that visual scripting can't help me with. And I'm going to be frustrated to get most of the way through a game and then go, I need to code this for real. What are you trying to? That's the main thing. I'm trying to make a game. And this is me trying to make a game. So it's not going too badly at the moment. TwitchCon is my country this week, by the way. Oh, nice. I keep wanting to go over to TwitchCon Amsterdam. I'm assuming it's Amsterdam again this year. Rotterdam. Oh, okay. Nope. Okay. That's a shame. If it was in Amsterdam, it'd be a nice trip over, go to TwitchCon, enjoy the culture, and then come home. I heard for Unreal you can use blueprints for 99%, and the stuff that needs code just learn simply. Oh, that's kind of cool then. That's one of the main things I know Unreal has going for it, is that you can just get hold of blueprints from sources online, and that gets you a lot of the way there without having to worry about code. I always know Unreal is the better choice, but I'm too far gone in Unity. I don't want to waste. Oh no, I think Unity is pretty good. Like, people always kind of, well, for a long time, people would say, well, Unreal is the better engine because of the graphics, the graphical elements. Like, Unreal had better lighting mechanics and better kind of graphics generally, but Unity 6 seems to have met Unreal and kind of pushed above it. So I've seen some tech demos in Unity 6 and go, oh wow, is this Unreal? No, it's Unity 6. And I know Unreal has stability issues with loading certain things. And Unity is far more compatible with so many other platforms. Like, I can click a button and make this a mobile game in an instant, which I have. I've made this as a PC release and a mobile release, and all I've done is just click a couple of buttons and it's released on mobile. Whereas I think in Unreal it's not as easy to do that. Unity is only better if it's in 2D. It all depends what you want to make. You can make some better 3D games in Unity than Unreal. Certainly in Unity 6. Previous versions of Unity, like this one, I would say I would agree with that. But Unity 6 seems to kind of be on par, if not better, than Unreal now, which is quite oh, for sure, cool. But yeah, definitely 2D for sure in Unity. Like, knocks everything out the park. Like, I know people moved over to Godot when there was the whole Unity scandals and stuff, but Godot is still a young engine. It's still not got everything it needs. It's getting there though, getting there. But yeah, Unity 6 is on par with Unreal. Older versions of Unity, Unreal definitely beat it for sure. But I'm quite happy that I've stuck with Unity, because I thought, oh, I don't want to. I started learning Unity, and then the whole kind of controversy with like the pricing and all this. I went, I don't want to jump ship because of this pricing thing. And then they reversed it anyway, and I thought, okay. And then Unity 6 came out. I thought, oh, okay, Unity 6 actually looks even better than Unreal to me. And I don't have to learn anything new. I can just keep using the engine, and they've just added stuff in that people have been trying to find plugins for. Like, the workflow is so quick in Unity 6 now. Like, I would convert this to Unity 6, but I started this before Unity 6 came out, and I just want to keep in this version, and my next project will be Unity 6. And it doesn't take much to convert it, but my knowledge is in this version mainly, and I'm kind of just learning the differences. And most of it is just kind of, it does it for you, and like the menus, like, okay, the menus are different. You go, okay, where are things now? And you go, oh, they've just combined things together to make it quicker. But yeah, I'm quite happy sticking with Unity. And so I like the fact I can just make a game compatible with anything without having to jump through hoops. What's major in Unity 6 again? They've added better lighting, lighting kind of engines in there. They've added in a lot of the add-ins you have to, like third-party plugins, they're kind of now part of it. I can't remember the specifics though. Like, when I opened up Unity 6 for the first time, I went to look for stuff and went, oh, it's already in there. It just comes as a standard now. And yeah, it just looks so nice. But yeah, I remember something like that. Yeah. Like, you look at this game and go, this is a Unity game. If I published this, you wouldn't even have to ask me what engine it was. You go, this is Unity. But you can have like Cyberpunk 2077 style games in Unity 6. And I was like, what? No, that can't be right. Happy the pricing thing happened, honestly, because now I don't have to use splash screen. Back to square one with a benefit. Yeah, exactly. They rolled it all back, and we've actually benefited from it. So it's a net game for the indie dev communities. But I need to do some play testing on this part of the game, and kind of up my kind of skills and as actual like play feel, and how it is for the end player. Because I've played this a lot of times now, and like I don't know if it's fun anymore. Like, you got a timer, you get medals, you get different levels. Maybe these early levels are not supposed to be sort of much different from this. Dark mode even used to be for sure Pro plus Pro used. Yeah, that's not anymore. No, any software that either has dark mode or has plugins for dark mode, I'm there with it. Like, if you're familiar with database coding or scripting, Microsoft SQL Management Studio, by default there isn't any dark mode. Like, it's all different shades of light. But I thankfully found a third-party plugin that's called, like, I want to say it's Nightshade. I don't think it's called Nightshade, but something along those lines. It means I actually get to a dark SQL environment, which is pretty cool, considering I spend most of my life at work staring at a SQL screen. But yeah, I've just played the entirety of the game now, Hypno. There's 2 levels so far. You go next level, it just takes you back to level 1. So I want to make more levels, more challenges, like additional mechanics that kind of like the player gets used to as they go through. More projectiles to unlock. So even in these 2 levels, I've unlocked 2 extra projectiles. I've got a hint thing that tells you where you need to hit. So destroy it all without going over hit limit. Probably like a challenge, I suppose. Yeah, I suppose you could say, okay, you have so much ammo. That'd be an interesting challenge. Like, you only have so many rocks. Like, is that how you lose? There isn't really a lose condition at the moment. Whether I should add a lose condition to actually make it more of a challenge. Like, the only real thing that says you lose is kind of your time. Like, I'm kind of referring to like a lot of puzzle games on mobile where you can spend as long as you want working it out, but you don't actually get a 3-star achievement on the level unless you do it the way that the game's designed to. Like, you can complete the level, but you won't get any stars for it. Whereas if you do it in under 3 minutes, you'll get a gold medal, and those gold medals can then go on to something else. Make it like Angry Birds. Angry Birds was an inspiration for this, actually, though. I was thinking, okay, I want to be able to throw things at other things. What other games are like that? Angry Birds, cool. I want to make it 3D, though. And so can I have the building dynamically move around? And I tried that. Early builds of this game, I actually procedurally built the house out of bricks. And I had the physics make all the bricks fall apart, but the lag was horrendous. And it didn't always fall the way I wanted it to fall, and the effect didn't really hit for me. So I thought, okay, I'll use a static asset, and I'll just get it. You have to hit all of these squares in a certain time limit, and then that gives you medals. So you can do it for stars, whatever you want. No stars or less. I see. Yeah. Yeah. So you can spend as long as you want doing the level, but you won't like complete it or 100% it, so to speak. Like you finish the level, you go, cool, level's finished. You can't progress unless you do it in under 5 minutes. So then you have to go, okay, I need to get better at finding where the squares are and hit them quicker. But there's a good idea about like limited hits, like you only have so much ammo, and once you run out, it's an auto fail kind of thing. Maybe make weak points instead of going order hitting each block in the grid. Yeah, I suppose if you kind of strategically hit certain points, that's kind of make it knock down. Besides, yeah, like bonus points that you hit these, it kind of has a bigger impact. So at the moment, it does make a lot of sense that this entire building is still standing until I hit that one little point just here. And then it falls down. But it's more in line with a puzzle game than it is a physics game at this point. The physics is only really the rock. But I need to make it more interesting in some way. Like all these bricks here, all these bricks you see here is actually, these are procedurally made bricks in this pile, and they're what I took away from the procedurally building the house. So for rather than waste that code, I'll just refactor the code into give me a pile of rubble instead of trying to build a house. So I just made a pile of rubble procedurally with the same code that I used to make the house. So it didn't go into complete waste. And of course you got this little person waving their flag, which I built in Blender. Going, I give up, I surrender, you win. So yeah, I need to spice it up a little bit. But when I first started out, I thought, well, let's make a very simple throwaway game of just throwing rocks. And it's kind of evolved into, oh, I should add this, and maybe like that. Modular pieces, yeah. You could procedurally generate building blocks that you put together to make a house rather than literally each brick like modular pieces. That's not too far off. Someone suggested a while ago of like blowing pieces out of the house. I was thinking, how do you do that? And I think, well, do I just take the house I've got? Do I chop it up? And then I was given some code that allows you to slice. It's like a slicer that this allows you to in-game slice objects up. Kind of like Fruit Ninja. There's actually some code for Unity that allows you to make Fruit Ninja. Basically, you just kind of drag the mouse across it, and it'll just go woof, and whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is, it'll just slice it. So any asset you find will just go woof, slice in half, which is pretty cool. That there's some code on GitHub for that. But I couldn't really understand the code, and therefore I couldn't really deconstruct it and use it for my purposes. So okay, I'm not going to waste time trying to understand this slicing code, because if I did that, I could get the house to procedurally fall apart, rather than having to build it. I'm out though. See you next time. Okay, no problem. Thank you for dropping in, and thank you for the follow there. The bot pops up because people try and sell graphics. They follow on a stream, they sell graphics. I tell them no. But thank you very much for that follow. You're more than welcome here. Thank you for the chat. I'm going to wrap the stream up shortly anyway. I hope you have a good rest. I do this every Friday, so always pop back for them. Yeah, hope to see you next time though. Hypno. Sell the emotes. You do sell the emotes. The best emotes. And nudes. Yeah, next time I'm going to try and work out. I'm going to try and work out in a moment, probably off stream, how to do a blend tree in animation. This fella here. And I say I will try and get another demo out and see if it works for people. Let's switch over to the full camera because I'm getting dry mouth and I need more water. Thank you all for joining us today. It's stream has gone just over 2 hours, so I'm good. I've done my 2 hours. But yeah, next stream will be on Monday. If you two are obviously busy on the Monday, sort of looking after dogs, I sell emotes of Jeffrey's nudes and overlays. And cool emotes. Very cool emotes. But yeah, thank you for being here. But yeah, I know you won't be around on Monday, so Monday I will probably find something else. Let's see if Nix is wanting to stream. If not, I'll find something for myself. Speaking of news and streaming, oh dear. I'm going to see who's online on Joystick. I've not actually logged on to that since you told me. I looked at it the first time you told me about it. I've not logged in since. In fact, I forgot about it for a long time. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Enjoy Joystick. Enjoy your weekend. I'll be back on Monday. So, hope you have a good night and I'll see you then. Good night.